इज दिस द राइट टाइम टू सेंड माई चाइल्ड टू स्कूल? कौन सा स्कूल उसे एडमिशन देगा? क्या मेरा बच्चा वहां पर एडजस्ट हो पाएगा? अगर आपके मन में भी कुछ ऐसे ही सवाल हैं तो आइए जानते हैं एक एक्सपर्ट से इन सवालों के जवाब आज के वीडियो में। Hi, welcome back to Sainyam. Thank you for constantly watching our videos and giving us your comments. आपकी कमेंट्स देखकर हमें मोटिवेशन मिलती है और इंस्पिरेशन मिलती है ऐसे ही वीडियोस और बनाने के लिए। और अगर आप चाहते हैं कि हम किसी स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक पर वीडियो बनाएं, देन प्लीज़ लेट अस नो। अगर आपको लगता है कि इन वीडियो से किसी और को भी हेल्प मिल सकती है, सो डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू शेयर दीज वीडियोज विद अदर पीपल एज वेल। आज की इस वीडियो में हम अपने बच्चों के स्कूल एडमिशन्स के करंट सिनेरियो के बारे में बात करेंगे। 13 ईयर्स अगो जब संयम के स्कूल जाने का टर्न आया, तब सिनेरियो काफ़ी डिफरेंट था और आज का सिनेरियो काफ़ी डिफरेंट है। आपके बच्चे के लिए कौन सा स्कूल बेहतर रहेगा? किस तरह का सेटअप में वो सबसे जल्दी एडजस्ट कर पाएगा? कौन सा स्कूल उसे एडमिशन देगा? इन सभी सवालों पर डिस्कशन करने के लिए आज हमारे साथ मौजूद है मिस सुनीता सिंह। शी इज़ एन एक्सपर्ट इन द फील्ड ऑफ डिसेबिलिटी सेक्टर. She is a freelance professional consultant in the field of special and inclusive education. She has been a consultant to various national and international NGOs. तो आइए उन्हीं से जानते हैं आज के करंट सिनेरियोज के बारे में।
So, ma'am, very warm welcome to Sainyam. Thank you so much for taking out your time and coming here to share your knowledge about the schooling, about the education system's current scenario. So, very, very warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Bhushan, for inviting me. And I would love to share my experiences and my insights into the queries that parents have shared with you regarding the current scenario, the school setups, the facilities by the government, provided by the government, etc. So hope we have a very fruitful evening.
Sure, ma'am. So, पहले क्वेश्चन की तरफ चलते हैं, मैम. So, ma'am, one of the question that often parents ask us, and सभी पेरेंट्स के दिमाग में होता है, हमारे दिमाग में भी था जब संयम छोटा था, that is it the right time to send him to school? और अगर स्कूल अभी भेजना भी है तो should we send him to a regular school or should we send him to a inclusive one or a special school? इन स्कूल्स के बीच में डिफरेंस क्या है? तो वो सारी चीजें ना पेरेंट्स के दिमाग में रहती हैं. Can you just throw some light?
When we say the right time, usually as a professional, मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन होता है पेरेंट्स से, राइट टाइम, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय राइट टाइम? बच्चा जब पैदा होता है, पोस्टनेटल जो उसका पीरियड होता है, एंड till 1.5 years, 2 years प्लस पे आपको बच्चे के साथ वर्क करना शुरू कर देना चाहिए.
राइट.
डोंट वेट कि बच्चा बोलेगा, बच्चा चलेगा, बच्चा सुनेगा, बच्चा क्या करेगा, तब हम 4-5 साल में उसको भेजेंगे. सो राइट टाइम फॉर मी इज द एज. फर्स्ट इज एज. क्या एज है बच्चे, कौन से पेरेंट की ये रिक्वायरमेंट है, एज, एंड देन स्पेशल नीड्स उसकी क्या है. यूजुअली पेरेंट्स क्या करते हैं, दे वेट, जैसे आपने कहा ना राइट टाइम, दे वेट कि बच्चा जब चलने लगेगा तभी हम उसको स्कूल भेजेंगे.
बिल्कुल.
और ये कॉन्सेप्ट पहले होता था. जब आई रिमेम्बर व्हेन आई वाज इन 80s, अर्ली 80s, 90s में ये होता था कि अरे 12 साल का भी हो गया, 15 साल का भी हो गया, तब बच्चे आ रहे हैं स्पेशल स्कूल में. राइट टाइम इज जैसे ही 1.5 years, 2 years, जैसे एक नॉर्मल बच्चा आपके घर में जो दूसरा सिबलिंग है, जिस एज में आपने उसको स्कूल में डाला है, उसी तरीके से एक चाइल्ड विद स्पेशल नीड्स को भी हम स्कूल में डालते हैं. फॉर अ प्ले स्कूल, फॉर एनी टाइप ऑफ अ स्कूल.
राइट
पहला ये होता है चाइल्ड हैज टू 1.5 years 2 years पे आप उसे रेडी कर दीजिए, और मेंटल पेरेंट्स को मेंटली प्रिपेयर हो जाना चाहिए कि हमें बच्चे को भेजना ही है टू अ प्ले स्कूल लाइक माय अदर चाइल्ड, अ नॉर्मल सो कॉल्ड नॉर्मल चाइल्ड, ठीक है। सो दिस इज व्हाट, एंड कीपिंग माइंड ऑल्सो द डिसेबिलिटी एंड द सिवियरिटी, कितनी सिवियर है। अगर बहुत सिवियर है वो अगर इंटेलेक्चुअल डिसेबल्ड है एंड वो मॉडरेट टू सिवियर कैटेगरी में आता है, तब हम नहीं भेजेंगे।
राइट
वी विल वेट सो दैट द चाइल्ड कैन गो टू अ सेटअप जहां पर उसे वो नीड्स उसकी केटर की जाए।
मैम, अगर ये मान के चले, जैसे जब हमने संयम को एडमिट किया था स्कूल में, तो सबसे पहले प्ले स्कूल में ले गए थे। तो प्ले स्कूल में वहां पे बहुत ज्यादा उस समय पे अवेयरनेस नहीं
अवेयरनेस
था, या
नहीं
फिर
थी, लेकिन अभी सिचुएशंस बहुत बेटर हुई हैं। अभी अभी सिचुएशंस ये हुई हैं कि इवन इन प्ले स्कूल दे विल अलाउ द चाइल्ड टू कम, मदर बैठ जाए, और अगर वहां पे ये हो कि इफ दे हैव स्पेशल एजुकेटर्स, बिकॉज यूजुअली द play schools have started hiring special educators also on an hourly basis. So पहले की अवेयरनेस और अभी की अवेयरनेस में मतलब बहुत फर्क है, बट स्टिल लॉट्स नीड्स टू बी डन। बहुत पेरेंट्स क्योंकि सही गाइडेंस नहीं मिलता है तो दे स्टिल वेट एट होम। बट इवन इफ द चाइल्ड प्ले स्कूल की हम बात करते हैं, इवन द स्पेशल स्कूल्स हैव स्टार्टेड एन अर्ली इंटरवेंशन सेटअप, तो वो
बिल्कुल
वहां भेज सकते हैं। तो वो भी एक प्ले स्कूल की तरह ही है, वेयर द नीड्स आर केटर्ड टू। द ओनली thing is that the child has to go out of the house and be with a group and learn. Learning is important. That is the main objective of taking a child as early as possible, as soon as possible, for early intervention program. When we say right time for school, I would say for early intervention program, because early intervention, when I say play school क्या है, वहां early intervention program ही होगा।
बिल्कुल
And early intervention program, caters to all the domains. It is, motor activities, perceptual activities, academics, all pre. So they cater to all. Early intervention is mandatory and it is a must for all children. So right time is 1.5 to 2 years पे आप उसे early intervention के लिए लेकर जाइए। This is my, suggestion. हमेशा से ये रहा। Even when I started my thing in 1980s, then also I insisted कि आप छोटे से छोटे बच्चे को आप ले आइए। उस समय तो अवेयरनेस ही बिल्कुल नहीं थी, इस फील्ड के बारे में लोग जानते भी नहीं थे। लेकिन जब वो लेकर आते थे बड़े बच्चों, तो हम लोग कहते थे आप वी यूज्ड टू टाई अप विद द हॉस्पिटल्स कि आप एज यंग एज 2 months ओल्ड को भी आप लेकर आइए। अब आप कहोगे 2 months का क्या इंटरवेंशन होगा चाइल्ड विद सेरेब्रल पॉल्सी और फिजिकल डिसेबिलिटी और इंटेलेक्चुअल डिसेबिलिटी और ऑटिज्म और व्हाटएवर, उनकी रोलिंग नहीं होती थी। रोलिंग फ्रॉम वन पोजीशन, पेट के बल पीठ के बल, बच्चा रोल नहीं कर नहीं पा रहा है। सो दैट इज द अर्ली इंटरवेंशन वी रिक्वायर। स्कूल डजंट मीन academic work. School or play school or early intervention setup is mandatory, where the child's developmental issues also catered to.
एब्सोल्युटली मैम।
So here I'm not focusing on education. Early intervention has to start as early as possible, and, as early as schooling, of course, will follow.
Great, ma'am. So the next question is, ma'am, that what is the current scenario for a special child to get admitted in a school? Because जब हमने उस टाइम पे संयम के एडमिशन के लिए हम ट्राई कर रहे थे, there were many schools when they came to know that Sainyam is having a special condition. Some schools rejected. Some schools, कुछ schools ने बहाना बनाया हमारे पास, अभी जी हम आपके बच्चे का बहुत अच्छे तरीके से हम ख्याल नहीं रख पाएंगे, तो आप कोशिश कीजिए कि यहाँ पे ना करें एडमिशन। अब उस केस में पेरेंट क्या बोलेगा? when the person is saying कि वो ध्यान नहीं रख पाएंगे, तो ऑब्वियसली किसी और स्कूल में लेके जाएंगे। सो इतना ज्यादा एक्सेप्टेंस स्कूल्स के अंदर नहीं था उस टाइम पे। Now, what is the
And
situation?
which year was this? 2000?
This was 2011. 11, yes. This was
11.
11.
Yeah, because 2007 was the year, which was a very important year for India, because in India, we signed India was one of the nations in 144 countries had to sign, um, you know, UNCRPD, that then it was United Nations Convention for Persons with Disability, Rights of Persons with Disability. And in that, inclusion word came in. This was 2007. And India also ratified this. India was a signatory, and besides, the 144 countries. So 2007 ke baad, things started rolling, in the sense that awareness was created. 2007 means India में तो later, और जब आपने 2011 में ये situations संयम के लिए करी थी, I agree, उस समय situations बहुत ही schools were not ready, there were professionals who were not ready. They were just not ready to take in any child with special needs in a regular setup in mainstream school. उनको concept ही नहीं था कि how to go about, how do we start taking in children, even child had mild needs.
Yeah.
It was later. It was later, after a lot of pursuance by us professionals and the parents support group all over India, that things started. Each school had to take in children with special needs even for 1 hour. So I think later Sainyam also was in a regular school, mainstream school, but you had to face a lot of course, difficulties, I'm sure. Lekin awareness, it has started, taking a shape. But after that, ab ye hai ki, when the question is, when you say that current scenario, what do you mean by current scenario? Abhi ka situation kya hai in this education system?
Yes. So, abhi ka situation kya hai? If a parent goes to a mainstream school, are they welcoming? Do they have a screening system?
Yes. There are umpteen, many number of schools, who have started inclusive education. There are different models which are followed in, different schools. They give facilities. They have started giving facilities. And, children are included in the mainstream classes now. Yes, situations have really improved as, as to 2011 or, 2010. Situations have become very, very, it's better, but much, much better. And thirdly, the thing is that parents are still not aware. The schools are, willing to take in children. There are many parents who are still hesitant to send children, but there are schools who are ready to. I'm talking about, I'm talking not only about Delhi NCR region, but also, schools as far as, all over. There are government schools have started taking in children with special needs in their schools. So a lot of changes have happened. Parents need to be more aware now, because parents are still hesitant. That stigma, that, taboo is still there. So yes, things have become better. The current scenario is very encouraging. And as a professional, I have referred so many children to so many, schools, and they are given the, the facilities as per the child's requirements. Yes.
I completely agree, ma'am, because at that point of time, हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था ये कि हम we didn't want to hide कि माइल्ड टू मॉडरेट ऑटिज्म है बच्चे को, तो हम लोगों ने प्रॉपर उसका डायग्नोज करा के स्कूल के एडमिशन के टाइम पे वी गेव इन द पेपर्स कि माइल्ड टू मॉडरेट ऑटिज्म है, एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली जो स्कूल एक्सेप्ट कर पाया उसको स्कूल ने बहुत अच्छा किया बच्चे के साथ, और जो नहीं कर पाया उसको मैं नहीं कर पाया. सो बट you are absolutely right when you said that stigma is somewhere in the parents mind कि मैं अगर बोलूंगा सामने से कि बच्चे को माइल्ड टू मॉडरेट ऑटिज्म है या कोई और कंडीशन है, तो स्कूल्स पता नहीं लेंगे कि नहीं लेंगे, वो चीज कभी कभी पेरेंट्स को रोकती है. सो एज यू सेड, now the situations are encouraging and schools are willing to take this.
Yes, they are willing to, and it is mandatory. After 2000, 2007, the UNCRPD Act, as I told you, 2016, this became the rights for persons with disabilities. इसमें UN convention का नाम हट गया. Now it is rights for persons with disabilities 2016. Where so many facilities are, there are, 17 chapters in that legislation where, parents can avail the facilities given by the government. So unless and until the parents accept the child, things will not roll.
Yeah. Yeah. And ma'am, in case a school denies anywhere in the country.
No, school cannot deny. See, again, wahi aata hai, it's zero rejection policy which has come in now. No school can deny. और वो deny करते हैं तो there should be a reason and they should give it in writing so that the parents can always, address this to the government, write directly to the Ministry of Social Justice Empowerment Department and, Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities directly. And they look into it. I'm telling you that, the present government and the ministries are, they take action in seconds, they immediately write, whether it is in, I've written in Delhi, 1 or 2 parents have complained up till now. Most of the parents, they have the wards admitted in the regular schools, mainstream schools. They don't have any issues. Even, the bus services are provided. So many facilities are given to the children in regular schools now, mainstream schools. So I don't think, but it is just the parents, who have to be clear. The clarity has to be with the parents. And straightforward and बिल्कुल सही पिक्चर रखें.
Sure. So, ma'am, the next question is that जब स्कूल में एडमिशन की बारी आए उस समय पे what is it that the parents need to prepare for? क्या-क्या चीजों का ध्यान रखना है?
Take the report of a clinical psychologist, उसका IQ assessment, उसका psychometric test, ये सारी चीज तो mandatory हैं, to see why the child is called special needs. Okay, so these reports are mandatory. School, अब time पर यहाँ पे age की भी बात है. At what age, parents taking the child to a school? पहले नहीं लेके गए थे, अभी ले जा रहे हैं, बीच में क्या किया, बच्चे के साथ कुछ काम करवाया कि नहीं करवाया. So these are the reports. The checklist has to be prepared by the parents only. What have they done with the child? And of course, the clinical part is that they have to carry clinical psychologist updated report, IQ assessment, then as I said, IQ assessment and psychometric test as per the child's needs. वो भी report होनी चाहिए. So these are, and of course, when they go to a school, their clinical psychologist also does the assessment to tally, कि report में क्या है और अभी क्या है, so that they can give proper facilities as per the present needs of the child. So the parents have to carry this only. These are the, the mandatory things, papers, documents, whatever you, but early intervention तो parents के हाथ में है. अगर वो नहीं मिला है तो फिर, it always creates a, not really, I would not say problem, but, hindrance तो होती ही है. Parents को यहाँ पे लेके जाना है. वो वाली जो hurdle है, वो parent को cross करनी है. Taking the child from home to the early intervention setup for any type of, any type of, intervention, whether it is, intervention is physical or, intellectual, whatever type of intervention, it is the parents who have to take the child from home to the setup. उसके बाद तो फिर role, team का होता है. But that very step the parents has to take, but that should be as early as possible. बार बार मैं stress करूंगी इसको, as early as possible. 1.5 years में उसने कुछ नहीं किया, just take the child, just take the child to a early intervention setup. And there are many setups now, there's no dearth of early intervention. Harek, it's like mushrooming in all the areas, all over India की मैं बात कर रही हूँ, not just Delhi NCR region.
Right. And ma'am, जब बच्चा थोड़ा बहुत हल्का फुल्का उसने बोलना शुरू किया, समझना शुरू किया, तो उस टाइम पे मेनी पेरेंट्स फेस दिस डिलेमा कि बच्चे को हमने अब सीधे रेगुलर स्कूल, एक मेन स्ट्रीम स्कूल में ले जाना है, या पहले हम उसे एक स्पेशल स्कूल में ले जाएं, इंक्लूसिव सेटअप में ले जाएं. व्हाट डू यू सजेस्ट?
अगेन मेरा वही क्वेश्चन है, व्हेन यू से हल्का फुल्का बोलने लगा, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय हल्का फुल्का? इज द चाइल्ड टॉकिंग एज पर हिज एज? कम्युनिकेशन लेवल उसका क्या है, उसकी एज के क्रोनोलॉजिकल एज के अकॉर्डिंग है कि नहीं है, उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग उसके क्रोनोलॉजिकल एज के हिसाब से है कि नहीं है, उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग परसेप्शन उसके एज के हिसाब से है कि नहीं है. अगर नहीं है, then the child will go to a, I will not say special school. Again, I will say an early intervention setup.
All right.
Early intervention setup ले जाइए, फिर वहां से guidance होगा कि okay, now the child is ready, now the child can go to an inclusive school or an integrated school or a special school. 3 options हैं आजकल. स्पेशल स्कूल भी है, इंटीग्रेटेड स्कूल भी है, इंक्लूसिव स्कूल भी है. Like Amar Jyoti is one of the examples. It has an inclusive as well as integrated setup. It is not a special school. Manovikas hai, that is a special school for intellectual disability. So there are a lot of options for parents now. ऐसा आज की तरह तो options है ही नहीं, इतने ज्यादा ऑप्शंस हो गए पेरेंट्स के लिए. इट इज जस्ट द अवेयरनेस एंड करेक्ट गाइडेंस व्हिच द पेरेंट्स शुड गेट. स्पेशल एजुकेटर विल गाइड कि अच्छा, योर चाइल्ड इज दिस, रिपोर्ट देखा, ओके, योर चाइल्ड कैन बी सेंड टू अ मेन स्ट्रीम स्कूल, inclusive school, integrated or a special school.
Ma'am, can you differentiate between an integrated setup and an inclusive setup? Many parents are confused about it.
See, when we say inclusive setup, inclusive means child studying in a regular school, a mainstream school, but these special provisions are provided as per the child's needs in the school, but for few classes and few sessions, the child is pulled out from the mainstream class. The child, if, for example, if the child has issues in one or two subjects, if the child is ADHD and he cannot sit in a mainstream class for more than 1 hour, then the special educator pulls out the child and takes him or her to a resource room. The work is done in the resource room, but again the child will come back to the mainstream class and join all the other children in their subjects, other subject areas. Like physical therapy ho gaya, yoga ho gaya, art and culture ho gaya, whatever, all the subjects. But since the child has attention deficit issues, child is pulled out. So this is inclusive education, where all the facilities are given under one roof, as per the child's needs and requirements. A special educator is given, a shadow teacher is given. So this is the inclusive setup now. And and as I said, told you earlier, there are many models which are followed by these schools. When I say models, they have their own inclusive models. कुछ करते हैं कि कुछ schools का ये है कि वो साथ में ही स्पेशल एजुकेटर को क्लास में पूरे टाइम बैठा के रखते हैं. Okay. In the mainstream class, yes. कुछ में special educator is not allowed to sit in the class. If the child faces an issue, then they bring in the special educator. But special educator is there in the campus, in the school. It's he or she is always available there. Similarly, a speech therapist, visiting OT. All these facilities are provided. So most of these schools have their own models, and they are catering to inclusive education. There are, as I said, integrated setup की जब मैं बात करती हूँ वो ये है कि these children, like Amar Jyoti, I can give you an example of Amar Jyoti, and then there are many schools also which are following now. So they have separate classrooms for each age group, keeping in mind the IQ of the children. And again, all the facilities are provided to them, whether it is physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, art therapy, all yoga, everything is provided along with the academic work. So lot of impetus is given on, again, the requirement of the children. And these children are sent for, say, for one period, for one class or two class to the mainstream school, in the mainstream classes, with mainstream children, for 1 or 2 sessions, not more than that. And again, there are different models where, they are not sent to mainstream classes, but they are in the same, campus. They are only integrated during sports or art and culture, extracurricular activities.
That is also another mode of
integration. Yes, another form. They are in the same setup, but they are not, included in the regular teachings with the mainstream children. But they are in the same campus. They are provided all the facilities. Same curriculum is followed, but in separate groups as per the age and the IQ of the child.
Yeah, and I'm sure, ma'am, कि जैसे जैसे बच्चे जब integrated setup में हो या फिर inclusive setup में हो, and the special educator is in touch with them, जब वो देखते हैं कि बच्चे का IQ level increase हो रहा है, या
yes, and automatically they are put into the mainstream class. Yes, this is how things are working now. अभी ये बिल्कुल नहीं है कि आप सेग्रीगेट कर दो और बिल्कुल अलग अलग बिठा दो, अभी ऐसा नहीं है. If the child shows any development, he straight away promoted. हम तो उसको promoted ही कहेंगे to a mainstream class. In fact, there are मैंने जैसे कहा अब 3 models which are being followed now in India as per each institution's policy or their vision. So lot of work is being done, and they are included in regular schools now. So, yes, absolutely. Many alternative arrangements are also provided. For example, if a parent feels that a particular special educator is not showing any, the child is not showing any development in support of the special educator, so the parents can also put hire a special educator from outside, and schools allow this.
Okay, and
parents are
बच्चे को observe करेंगे special educator और वहाँ पे उनको support
पूरा, and parents are paying for the salary of the special educator also. So there are many things happening, many models are being followed, as I told you. So there are some parents who are reluctant ki nahi, we want a particular experienced special educator. So school allows, okay, you hire, we will hire, you pay, or you hire, you pay. So there are various options. Similarly for occupational therapists, visiting occupational therapists, speech therapists, physios, art therapists, yoga teachers, and movement therapist. There are so many facilities the parents ask for, and the schools are providing. Some schools provide, but they charge heavily, and or it's vice versa. Parents can take help not from the school but outside facility resources also. So it is there are many alternative arrangements which are being provided now. It is not restricted कि कि बच्चा गया है तो उसको ये फैसिलिटी नहीं मिल रही है. No, it is even commuting by bus, or taking the child for sports activities. Even sports coaches are provided.
Really thank you for being there in today's session, for sharing your knowledge and insights regarding the current scenario of schooling, education system, and how parents should proceed when it comes to the formal education of the child. क्या क्या चीज़ों का ध्यान रखना चाहिए, कौन से टेस्ट कराने हैं, क्या पेपर वर्क करना है, किस तरह के एजुकेशन मोड्स अवेलेबल हैं आज के टाइम पे. सो उन सब के बारे में जो इन्फॉर्मेशन आज आपने दिया, इट वाज really really important and useful for all the parents. So ma'am, thank you so much for spending time, for taking out time and guiding us.
Thank you Bhushan. It's always nice to be connected with you and Rakhi. All my best wishes to Sainyam and you both.
Thank you so much ma'am. Thanks.
Thank you.